Hello and welcome. Today we'll be discussing the privacy concerns around kernel-level anti-cheat software, which is a common technology used in online gaming to fight cheating. We'll explore how these systems work, their potential risks to user privacy, and examine some well-known examples. Please note that this video is based on research that we personally have done, and the goal is to raise awareness around privacy in this context. We are not aiming to target or criticize any particular company. Our focus is purely on privacy concerns and how users are affected by the software running on their systems. Most gamers are familiar with anti-cheat software, but they often don't realize the full extent of what these programs are doing in their background and what they're capable of. Anti-cheat systems aim to keep online games fair by preventing cheating, but the price for this fairness is often an invasive privacy software, especially when kernel-level software is involved. We'll break down the key issues with this type of software, including the security risks, system stability, and privacy concerns. To understand the problem, we first need to know what the kernel is. The kernel is the heart of your computer's operating system. It manages everything from hardware to software, and if something has access to the kernel, then it has access to everything on your system. That's why it's essential that only trusted software like your operating system has access to this privilege level. But these anti-cheat softwares sometimes operate at this level, which raises a lot of concerns. There are two main types of anti-cheat softwares: client-side and server-side anti-cheat. Server-side anti-cheat software runs on the game's servers, which is secure but also expensive in terms of infrastructure. Client-side software, on the other hand, runs on the user's computer, where it has to be more invasive to ensure integrity and security for the game. This is where things get tricky. Kernel-level anti-cheat programs, in particular, need access to every part of your systems to prevent cheating. While kernel-level anti-cheat sounds effective, it comes with serious risks. First, there are security vulnerabilities, badly designed software that could be exploited by malicious third parties. There's also the risk of system instability. A faulty driver could crash your system or even corrupt your data. And of course, privacy concerns are huge because these programs have extensive access to your personal data even when the game isn't running. One of the most infamous examples of kernel-level anti-cheat vulnerabilities occurred with the game Genshin Impact in 2022. A security flaw allowed malicious actors to gain access to a driver and install ransomware, even though the game doesn't even have to be installed on a user's system. This shows how dangerous that these vulnerabilities can be, especially when software is signed by companies like Microsoft, which gave it automatic trust, which is what happened with Genshin Impact. Vanguard, used by Riot Games, is another well-known example of kernel-level anti-cheat. While its design is robust, it has raised many privacy concerns in its time. Vanguard collects a significant amount of your personal data, from your name, billing address, to hardware specifications, to your browsing history, and also geographic location, just to name a few. This data can be stored and shared with Riot's parent company, Tencent, which is a Chinese conglomerate, and also raises additional concerns due to China's strict data laws. Essentially, Vanguard has access to a lot of your personal information, and the lack of transparency around this is alarming. Next, we have Denuvo Anti-Cheat Anti-Tamper, which operates with similar kernel access. It is designed to detect hidden cheats, but this also puts users at risk. In the past, hackers have exploited the system to install Bitcoin miners on users' systems. The privacy issues with Denuvo are also significant. Its system access includes everything from your hardware to antivirus programs, and has the potential to misuse or even leak this data. BattlEye and Easy Anti-Cheat, or EAC, are other examples of kernel-level software used in games to prevent cheating. These programs scan your entire system and have the ability to upload files to their servers. But the real worry comes from, again, the lack of transparency. Users don't always know what data is being collected or how it's being used. BattlEye, for example, can share your data with its partners, raising privacy concerns about who actually has access to your personal information. On the other hand, Fairfight is a server-side solution, meaning that it doesn't have access to a client's computer's kernel or its files. It simply analyzes game data, like scores and performance statistics. While this is less invasive and doesn't raise privacy concerns, The downside is that it's less effective at detecting cheats. Cheaters can often manipulate their performance to avoid detection. So, while Fairfight is privacy friendly, it sacrifices some security in exchange. In conclusion, kernel-level anti-cheat software presents a delicate balance between protecting the integrity of online video games and also respecting their users' privacy. The risks of privacy violations, data misuse, and system vulnerabilities are significant, but it's important to note that these concerns arise from the way the software operates, not from a desire to harm users. Ultimately, the gaming industry needs to find other ways to combat cheating without compromising the privacy and security of players.